तेरी हार नहीं होगी, लहरों से डर कर नैया पार नहीं होगी। हिम्मत कर, तेरी हार नहीं होगी, लहरों से डर कर नैया पार नहीं होगी। My name is Vineet Alurkar. I am the founder member of Yogalogic. करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। I am a singer and I play the guitar and I write songs and I've been on Mars. चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चलती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है। मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़ कर गिरना गिर कर चढ़ना ना करता है।
Hello, my name is Bhupal Limay. I basically play the mandolin in the band and do some songwriting as well.
I'm Wolfgang. I'm one of the 2 guitar players of Yogalogic. I play electric guitar. I play an electric guitar cello in this band, and I also play the 12-string acoustic.
लहरों से डर कर नैया पार नहीं होगी।
My name is Sebastian, or Sebastian in German. I play the guitar for many years, and now I'm part of Yogalogic for quite some years. Sometimes I feel like the muscle of the band, like the rock guy, but yeah, basically that's one of my roles. Another one is eating all the leftovers and drinking what's left, stuff like that.
My name is Michael. I am the drummer of Yogalogic. I am. I was thinking about the joke, but it's okay. But the joke didn't come.
Yeah, I didn't.
So it's gone.
My name is Martin Bierauer and I play bass.
हिम्मत कर।
Once, two.
So Vineet and me are from Pune, India, and we have been playing for almost now 12 to 14 years together in different bands, and sometimes together as well. So we had a couple of compositions, rough ideas, basic compositions, and then we met Wolfie, and we then basically 3 of us got together and thought, let's work on these, and then try to add in some more members so that we are a complete band. So that is where it started. Yeah.
दुश्मनों से भी नफरत ना कर सके। I met Wolfgang on the road, and I was having ice cream, and he had a guitar on his back. So I went and talked to him, and I asked him to join my band. He said yes, just like that. He was in India, and me and Bhupal already had written some tunes, so we were already playing in them. We knew each other for a long time. So. नफरत ना कर सके क्योंकि हमें
So band was there. Just only there were only Indians in the band. So the first Yogalogic was only Indians and his friends, Bhupal, another bass player, Sumit. I carried the guitar on my back, and it must have maybe just been the look of, you know, one white guy in Pune with a guitar on the back. And he started talking to me and invited me to a jam, and he told me how he had a band, you know, they were playing cover versions of Beatles and stuff. And I thought, well, yeah, why not? And so we arranged a meeting. We didn't manage to meet because it was raining. It was the rainy season at this time, and it was raining really heavily, so we couldn't meet because all the streets were flooded. We arranged a second meeting. Some days later, again the same thing. Streets were flooded. We couldn't meet, and then it was almost before I had to leave to go back to Europe, and we managed to meet finally, and we had a really great jam session till late night, and we really enjoyed it. So things went pretty well musically, also with us all together. So Vinny decided to arrange a concert before I would leave, and we had just a few days to set up the tunes. So there was a venue which he was very he knew the owner because he was doing many concerts there, so we could, you know, shortly arrange a concert. So we took some days to arrange the songs quickly, and then we went there and played a very nice concert which we all enjoyed. And so that was kind of the start of Yogalogic.
2011, I was in Austria for the wedding of Wolfgang and Nadine, his wife. And the wedding got over, and then the food was served, there was wine and all that, and then the music started playing, the band started playing, and Wolfgang had arranged it in such a way that a lot of his friends had slots to come and to play 5 or 6 songs. So my time came and they announced, Vineet, come on stage, and I went. And now Wolfgang wasn't there, so we could not do any Yogalogic songs because he was busy. So there was this band, there was Martin, I met Martin for the first time, and I met Michael for the first time. They were on drum and bass. And I said, okay, what the hell am I going to do now? Because Wolfgang's not there. Which songs do we play? So I started playing. I said, okay, let's play Love Me Do. It's such an easy song. And before that, Martin was playing all this jazz stuff, funk jazz. And I saw like great bass player, Michael the same. So I said, hey, my name is Vineet. Martin said, hi, my name is Martin. We shook hands. I said, okay, you just play bass for Love Me Do. It's an easy song. You must have heard. He said, yeah, I've heard. And then I started playing, and Martin said, hey, I don't know the chords. I said, what? You just played like the most awesome stuff and you don't know the chords for this stupid song? It's just G and C, man. Come on. I was like, okay, G and C. So that's how I met them on stage. And then I asked them to, I think Wolfgang had already spoken to them. So I asked them if they wanted to join the band, and they heard the songs and they really liked it. And Sebastian I knew from a little before, 2 years ago.
And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and hope that my dreams will come true.
I think people would see kind of the same. Like I guess like what I see, it's a great experience. Like have two totally different worlds, if to say so. Like fused in a band, like coming all these different topics, and how life is in this different. It might be also interesting for people who are not on stage, just watching us play. It's great to have that mixture. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
मेरी धड़कन में है तू, तू ही तू, मेरी सांसों में है तू, तू ही तू, हर खुशी.
I see the band play, lots of concerts because we are definitely a live band. We like to improvise. We like to play with song structures and do things on the spot, like just give a cue and hey, let's do that. Or maybe even just before the song starts, somebody of the band, and we say, hey guys, this time I got an idea, let's do this and that. And then we just try and see what happens. So sometimes the songs go a different direction than it may have been in the concert before, and that's also the charm for me, that everything can happen and you can be sure that something nice will come out in the end. So these are musicians I really trust, and I think everybody trusts one another. So it's a musical experience, and I like to expand that musical experience. So I like to play a lot with this band. I really love to and interact and play for people. Actually, that's basically it.
Playing in India was for us Austrians a new experience, because people react differently to music, and I think it's mainly because I'm not sure if music is more present in their lives, but the type of music we play I think is quite fresh and new for Indian audience, and also the fact that it's a real mixture of two cultures and people from different countries, from Austria and India, meeting to do something together, which is not just they do their thing and we do our thing, but it's really it's meeting each other, and it's more than beyond music. It's beyond the band. It's also a friendship and like a family. So and the audience in India is really very reactive and responsive to the music. So you get a lot of positive feedback, a lot of, even in the moment while playing, people are listening closer, they're really attentive, and it's not always like that in Europe, because there's a lot of things going on. You can go see a concert every night, and you can go see distorted guitars every night, and it's not so special anymore. And people really have to choose where to go, because there's so many things you can see every night. Or so the feeling of playing in India, it's something that's very recharging, and in terms of energy, because you play and people really, you have the feeling they really love it and they like what you're doing, and that's something that's really valuable, that you as a musician to get the feeling that you're playing for an audience that really appreciates what you're doing.
I think it's really cool, the styles of the Austrians and the Indians, and it's kind of cool. It's become a nice band, very intense on stage, and I think it's great. I don't look for particular. I don't remember any particular feedback. Yes, of course there is great people talk. Oh, you are great, blah blah. Ooh, great. But I just like the fact that we could entertain the people, because there is a lot of intense music happening with Yogalogic, and there is a lot of deep poems, and we have a lot of moods. But at the end of the day, you have to touch someone, and it doesn't matter what you touch them with, how they are moved. It's really immaterial. So as long as they take something back, and they feel nice, and maybe hopefully some of them can introspect and can understand the moods and take home back with them and become better people, or hope to become better people, or hope to become more compassionate people. I mean, there is, you give good energy or you give bad energy, and we hope that with Yogalogic we give good energy to people, and they become nicer people, they become compassionate people, and they become more forgiving, hopefully, and that is the mood at least. And they don't become like, oh, I want to beat this guy up. They become more loving. Love is all you need.
On the last trip, we played at a university in the southern part, south of Pune in Belgaum, and this was really crazy. They were totally going nuts. It was like total rock star feeling. I asked the crowd to come to the stage, and when the second song started, come and dance with us. And I've done this like so many times, and this was always like where maybe one guy takes two steps in front, and that's it. And everybody came, and they were going crazy, and it was really total rockstar feeling. It was so nice, and people wanted to shake my hands during playing, and when I gave my hand to somebody, he would not let go, and I should have played actually. And so it was really funny and very, very nice. And we get a lot of attention in India because people love that we embrace their culture and do something with it. And yeah,
I think the music is designed to work with anybody, even people who don't understand the language, the lyrics. And it has some songs have these English, the chorus line written in English, so that helps a lot, even for Austrian guys like me. And we got the translations, of course, but the ancient Hindi is not Sanskrit language or something. It's not something we understand on spot. So we would have to ask Vinit for translation.
Yeah.
क्या शाम को पता चला है कि वो तुम्हारी पनाह में छिप गया है। कहाँ उड़ चले हैं वो पंछी, न जाने उन्होंने कौन सा मोड़ लिया है। The night is still young for you and me. Life has just begun for you and me.
Night is still young. I was reading a book and I heard that line, and it really stayed with me for a longer time. And then I thought over about some lyrics in Hindi, which is like the local language in India. And the theme basically was we have a small hill just behind my house where we normally go for a walk in the woods and we see the sunset. And so the theme is basically during the evening, when the sun is setting, and how the sky is now changing its color and the stars are coming up. The moon now has to be with the stars, so that's the overall theme of the song. So that is what the poem is about.
कल फिर मिलेंगे सोच में डूब रहा है ये गगन के चांद के साथ गुजरेगी ये शाम सितारों ने अपना चेहरा दिखा दिया है क्यों चांद अपना डांस छुपा रहा है कहाँ उड़ चले हैं वो पंछी न जाने उन्होंने कौन सा मोड़ लिया है The night is still young for you and me Life has just begun for you and me The night is still young for you and me Life has just begun for you and me
I think my mother played an important role in this kind of case. I started to play, or she would let me play the recorder when I was a kid, like when I was 5 years old. And also all my sisters and brothers, they would also like play an instrument. So it was really part of the family, like music. So, but I'm the only one which is a professional musician in the family, but everybody would play an instrument. So the question is how I got the idea to become a professional. That's a good question. I really can't answer it. Something really, I don't know, in the music. There's something there which really, I don't know what it is.
My parents are both musicians, so I kind of grew into that. I learned the violin at an early age, and I continued to play the violin maybe until age 21, 22. So at that time I was already playing the guitar as well. I remember hearing the band Queen, the British rock band Queen, and I was really fascinated with Brian May, the guitar player. And I think it was him who kind of got me into that, who made me want to play the guitar actually. So I remember at that time I was not really sure which instruments were playing. So I was listening and I was like, oh, this could be the electric guitar. Maybe I should try maybe I should try that. And so yeah, I'm a real Brian May fan from that time. And that's what got me hooked on guitar, basically.
When I was a child, I loved singing, very much, and I went to school, and I was lucky. I had a teacher, a music teacher, who taught us a lot of songs, and some of them were really bad. You know, they were like soldier songs and stuff like I once had a comrade, and so I was singing it. Okay, but I loved it. I loved every part of it, and I went to choir very early and did a lot of singing in school, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I learned to play the flute like everyone, and yeah, and it gave me a lot of joy. It was a good fun, and I tried to find melodies that I knew, and this was really awesome.
Well, this basically started when I was in school. I learned Indian classical music on the violin, and then my father used to play the mandolin at home. So one day I just picked it up and started playing the Indian classical ragas, which I knew on it, and I really liked the sound, and I picked it up after that.
I started music at a very early age because my mother, she was a piano. She used to play piano. She was not a professional, but she played quite well. She played a lot of Chopin and Mozart, and she had a really good level. So I grew up listening to her practicing the piano, and she also taught all the neighbor kids. She was a musical instructor for kids. So I was surrounded by music at an early age already, thanks to my mother. And then I started to play the trumpet when I was 7 years old, because I was fascinated by all the shiny color of the trumpets and also the sound. And I played trumpet until I was 13 years old, and then I was a teenager, and trumpet was not so cool anymore, and I wanted to play guitar, of course. And I started playing guitar a little bit, but somehow by chance my trumpet teacher told me I should play bass because he needed a bass player for his teenage big band, jazz big band. So I said, okay, why not? I tried, and I was quite quick in learning that. It seemed logical to me, and then I played bass for a couple of years, and then when I was 16, 17, I really started getting seriously into music and getting very attracted to practicing, and I got deeper into all kinds of fusion music and jazz and world music, and that's why I really decided that I wanted to be a musician. And yeah,
I started listening to the Beatles, and it really changed my life. And for some reason I got myself into law school, and it was absolute bullshit from the start, and I had so much time because I never went to the college. So I was very bored, and so I picked up the guitar, and a few friends showed me some chords, and I started playing the chords, and then I learned some songs from the Beatles, and that was it. I wanted to play. I just loved the fact that I could play the guitar and sing, and I was performing, and I quit college. I think midway I quit college, but I somehow managed to complete and get my degree. But that was it. It was Beatles and Bob Dylan. I used to like a lot of the stuff. So, but there was music always in my house. My father was a record producer in my town. He was very famous, and we had a company, and so it was always there.
कथनी बदनी सब जंजाल भाव बगती अरुरोम निराल.
Well, during the last couple of tours, we have been working on new songs, new material, and some really sweet and good melodies came out during our just jamming sessions. And some of the tunes basically were sent by Wolfie or Sebastian from Austria. So we exchanged some melodies with each other on Dropbox or Skype, and that way we felt we had a couple of new songs of which we should do an album. So that's where it happened.
We work on the songs mainly at the moment, mainly through the internet actually. So we send each other files, we put them together in our music software, and everybody tries to find parts to it. And when we meet, we work out the actual songs. And we found our way to do this really efficiently, so it doesn't take us much time to get the songs ready. So we have a really nice, I think we have a good understanding now of each other and of how this yogalogic can sound. So despite of the distance, it really works, I would say.
कतिपद सुने सब कोई कति ना होई किया होई कथनी बदनी सब जंजाल.
So it usually works in a way that either Vinit has a melody and some chords to it ready. It may be that Bhupal has written the lyrics for that, or himself, or we use Kabir, some ancient poetry, something like this, which we like. And we do, the whole band does an arrangement. Maybe there's an idea coming from Michael, or I have an idea. Somebody has, like a hookup idea, which we can build the song structure around. So a basic rhythm, let's do it like an African tune, let's do it like, something like this. Use an African rhythm, use some Indian stuff, whatever. The other way that it happens often is that there's some guitar riff, either from Sebastian or from me. So there are lots of guitar riffs written in the first place, and then Vinit does some vocals, and we go from there.
We flew with Turkish Airways. You can recommend it. It's a very nice airline. But we had a stop in Istanbul. Yeah, at the airport, and
we were very excited to go on tour together.
We were so happy. Biggest adventure ever. First time that I was going outside of Europe, actually. So we went to get some rakı at a bar in Istanbul. What are the odds? And we looked at the time, and it was so cool. We had like hours to go and stuff, and so we were more than an hour early, and we said, okay, now let's go to the gate. And we waited for the waiter to come along, and we told him to get the bill, and it took like forever and ever, and then some to come with the bill, and then we paid. And so and then we got up, and we went to the gate, and we were like, more than an hour left. And they closed the gate exactly in front of us and said, okay, no, you cannot go on this plane, it's just been closed, because there is a time difference between Turkey and Austria. And
Yeah, it's just 1 hour, and we missed exactly that 1 hour. And
we missed the flight
above all the drinking, you know,
by 3 or 5 minutes. And we had so much time, it was really ridiculous. And so
We were supposed to meet in Istanbul. Actually, I came from Paris to Istanbul. They come from Vienna, and we were supposed to meet on the plane in Istanbul, from Istanbul to Mumbai. And we were clever enough to call each other before leaving and to have the same seats booked. So we would have had 4 seats in one row. And I arrived in Mumbai quite early, a bit of, I think 3 hours before the other guys. And I did I was strolling around. I was waiting for them. I tried to call them actually to see where they are, to show them we can meet up. Nobody answered. All the phones were dead. So I said, okay, maybe they just forgot to turn them on. I boarded my flight. I was starting to be a little bit concerned why they're not here yet. But okay, maybe the flight was delayed, but I didn't see that. I boarded the flight. I sat down. I had this row of 4 places. It was the only places I think that were empty in the whole plane. And I got more and more concerned and scared and nervous. And then I think at some point they closed the doors and they asked the stewardess if there's still some people coming or. And no, there was nobody. So I was alone for the next 6 hours of flight, I think. And I was kind of puzzled and a bit sad because we haven't met for a month. I think we haven't seen for each other for 3 months. And I was kind of glad to meet them on the flight and we could have a beer and chat during the flight. But there was nobody, I was alone. And when I arrived in Mumbai, a driver fetched me, or was supposed to fetch us. And I think Vinit called me and he told me the story that they missed the flight. And actually I thought he was joking. Like, it's not possible. Yeah, it was true.
Actually, they gave us a seat on the next flight. The next flight was 24 hours ahead. So we had to spend a whole night at the airport and we all slept on the benches.
we're standing there with the guitars
Practicing
and like
T-highs.
practicing in the middle of the people passing by, you know,
yes.
standing in line. So the next day
Connecting flights.
The next day we had a workshop scheduled at Vinit's, the school Vinit is teaching at. And it was very, we didn't have so much time to get there, so we arrived at the airport in Mumbai and jumped into the car, went there, you know, got the instruments, and they, Martin and Bhupal and Vinit, they were already standing on the stage, you know, talking to the kids. We're like, yep, there we are. Like this, you know, oh, yeah.
And that's why we didn't sleep for more than 24 hours. And then when we arrived at the airport at I think 6 o'clock in the morning, so we had a 3 hours drive by car over bumpy roads and stuff like that, and different natures like monkeys and stuff you don't have in Austria, right? So that was really special. And then when we arrived there, we had a workshop for kids right away. And they would bring me a drum set. And the way it was, how it felt to play after for, I don't know, maybe 30 hours without sleep. It was like, I don't know, not being myself. So it was really crazy. And then, you know, all the food every day, twice a day, that's good. And people are really open. They really welcome you. I really like it. So it's every year a great experience to have.
रात नहीं निंदिया बिंदल पे बालम मोराजिया दिन नहीं चैन नहीं रात नहीं निंदिया तलफ तलफ के पोर किया तन मन और महक ऐसे डोले बिंदल पे बालम मोराजिया दिन नहीं चैन नहीं रात नहीं निंदिया बिंदल पे बालम मोराजिया दिन नहीं चैन नहीं रात नहीं निंदिया तलफ तलफ के पोर किया तन मन और महक ऐसे डोले दिन नहीं चैन नहीं रात नहीं निंदिया बिंदल पे बालम मोराजिया दिन नहीं चैन नहीं रात नहीं निंदिया तलफ तलफ के भोर किया तन मन और महक ऐसे डोले
During a gig, when when we are playing, it does give out some vibes from the audience as well while we are playing. That is one, and that depends on different locations or different venues where we play. So if we are playing for let's say a university or a college crowd, the vibe is more vibrant. It is more lively. It has more colors because youngsters do connect with our sound. And we also enjoy playing more then.
It's always a big party because the songs we play in the last set are meant to be party songs in a way. It's basically a pop band, and we also have some deep lyrics, and we also do have that element of jazz improvisation and a little bit of Indian classical knowledge that goes into that music, just for the flavor of it. And yeah, so I think basically it's a pop band with nice melodies, nice tunes, and we have something in between the lines which also can be enjoyed by instrumentalists, by people who are into music more than just as a listener.
We did a live recording 2 years ago, just a live recording, and we thought to move on. Also with the band, it would be important to have a real album with a label and stuff like that. So that's the way to do it, the music business, I think.
It's actually the first real studio album we have done in this constellation of Yogalogic. So I think it's the first time that we all get together in the studio and record what we have written so far together. I mean, the songs we have recorded on the live DVD, live at Vidya Valley in Pune 3 years ago. Most of them have been created in the first edition of Yogalogic, where Michael was not there, I was not there, Sebastian was not there. So they are great songs, but we added new material, and we also wanted to create something that's a status quo of what the band is at the moment, how we sound, because we have evolved also. The instruments changed a little bit, and it was our first chance to really nail down what we actually are now, I would say, and also where we might want to go in the future. And that's why we decided to do this album now, and I think it's the right moment.
नभ के सीमहीन पाताल पर एक चमकती रेखा चलकर लुप्त शून्य में होती बुझाता एक निशान का दुलारा देखो देखो तो रहा है ये तारा देखो देखो तो रहा है ये तारा हुआ न उड़ूगन में क्रंदन भी गिरे न आंसुओं के दो कण भी किसके घर में आ उठेगी होगा जब लगू अंत हमारा देखो देखो तू रहा है ये तारा देखो देखो तू रहा है ये तारा ये परवशता या निर्ममता निर्बलता या बल की क्षमता ये परवशता या निर्ममता निर्बलता या बल की क्षमता मिटता एक देखता रहता दूर खड़ा तारक दल सारा देखो देखो तू रहा है ये तारा देखो देखो तू रहा है ये तारा देखो देखो तू रहा है ये तारा
And the role that music plays in my life, it has always been very important. And I would say for the last 20 years, 15 to 20 years, it has been really like a daily thing for me. There's no day where I don't think of music, practice, play somewhere, listen to music. So it's kind of, I was thinking, one of the most important things in my life. And I still enjoy playing, although being a musician, professional musician, also has its drawbacks, because you find yourself doing jobs that maybe are not the way you imagined that you want to do music when I was a teenager. But on the other hand, there's a lot of things you learn by different encounters, meeting different musicians, playing with many different musicians from different cultures and horizons. And that's one thing that I like about yogalogic a lot, is that for me it's also kind of coming back to the roots in a way of how I started to play music with friends, just exploring, discovering without any pressure from outside, without this having to deliver something. So for me, yogalogic is this free space where we can experiment, where we can express ourselves. We can be amongst friends for weeks and create something completely outside of the music business, as I'm living it as a sideman or as a professional musician. So this is, for me, is very valuable. That's why, and I think it's something that we all feel and we all treasure a lot in this project. That's why it's such a gift to be able to play together and to meet twice a year, hopefully more in the future, and do what we love to do.
I don't know. It's almost 100% of music, because even if I don't play, I might be, doing that somewhere, or So yeah, it's just the energy. It's the whole day. Sometimes I really can't sleep because of music. This week when we were recording, sometimes I really have a hard time to fall asleep, because it spins on in the head. Goes on. And even sometimes when I fall asleep, then in the morning, let's say at 5 o'clock, I would wake up and I would have this song in my mind. And then like it could take for an hour to fall asleep again. Sometimes it can be really annoying.
I have matured through my expeditions in Mars, and I feel the problem with man is that we think about the future or we think about the past. We are not living in the present tense, and music is a fun way of living in the present tense. You are in the moment, you're playing the chord, you're singing, and hopefully you are in that moment, and that's the best feeling, is to be at the present time all the time, this second, the next minute, and the next hour, and not to worry about the future, not to regret about the past, not to think about anything else, and just be in the moment. So there are ways of doing it. You can meditate, to get your mind focused on, but I think music is a fun way of doing it. You're forced to be in the moment, and I think it's a cool way, and I think that's what I like about it.
ये बारिशें भी तुमसी है जो बरस गई तो बहार है, जो ठहर गई तो करार है, कभी आ गई यूं ही बेसबा, कभी छा गई यूं ही रोज शाम, कभी शोर है कभी चुप सी है, बूंद बूंद में गुम सी है ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है। छा गई यूं ही रोज शाम, कभी शोर है कभी चुप सी है, बूंद बूंद में गुम सी है ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है। ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है जो बरस गई तो बहार है, जो ठहर गई तो करार है। कभी आ गई यूं ही बेसबार, कभी छा गई यूं ही रोज शाम, कभी शोर है कभी चुप सी है, बूंद बूंद में गुम सी है ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है। छा गई यूं ही रोज शाम, कभी शोर है कभी चुप सी है, बूंद बूंद में गुम सी है ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है। ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है जो बरस गई तो बहार है, जो ठहर गई तो करार है। कभी आ गई यूं ही बेसबार, कभी छा गई यूं ही रोज शाम, कभी शोर है कभी चुप सी है, बूंद बूंद में गुम सी है ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है। छा गई यूं ही रोज शाम, कभी शोर है कभी चुप सी है, बूंद बूंद में गुम सी है ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है। कभी छा गई यूं ही रोज शाम, कभी शोर है कभी चुप सी है, बूंद बूंद में गुम सी है ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है। छा गई यूं ही रोज शाम, कभी शोर है कभी चुप सी है, बूंद बूंद में गुम सी है ये बारिशें भी तुम सी है।
For me, the conclusion would be like we had a really great week, full of great moments, a lot of fun, great music. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't want it to stop. It should go on and go on. That would be great. But you know, it's going to go on in India in February. So see you there.
Auf Wiedersehen, gute Nacht. Servus, pfiat euch, bis zum nächsten Mal.
Yeah, make sure to check out the album because I think it's going to be really good. And see you in February in India.
Shubharatri. Jogdoshik Gurudev.
Goodbye. See you on our next trip to India.
See you soon. Adios.
So to all the listeners and the fans of Yogalogic, I would like to say that we are touring to India in February 2016, and we would love to have everyone for the concerts, and we also would love if you buy our album which is coming out in February. Thank you.
Au revoir, à bientôt.
For all the people who like us, please buy the CD. For all the people who don't like us, still buy the CD. Don't be cheap. Buy the CD. Don't download. Remove your wallet, get the money and buy the CD. You will not regret it. And if you don't like it, you will not get the money back. But still buy it.
Sulu schon. Masenzi Makumukaku Bass.
Wow. It's really nasty.
It's really nice. It means I have big balls, sir.
तेरी हार नहीं होगी, लहरों से डर कर नैया पार नहीं होगी। हिम्मत कर, तेरी हार नहीं होगी।
So,
You can use mine just to,
for the bloopers.
yeah, just to break the monotony.
Yeah.
Like one question, 4 serious answers, and then one. No.
Yeah. That's.
हिम्मत कर